Hi everyone, thank you for coming back for another story. I miss you guys so much. I have something really cool to show you today. Do you know what this is? That's a Dreamcatcher. Isn't that cool? I'm going to be reading you a story today all about Dreamcatchers and a girl named Kimmy. This story is called Grandmother's Dreamcatcher by Becky Ray McCain. The Jeep grumbles and growls along the road. The top is rolled down and the wind lifts the corner of my bandana. Daddy and Mama are taking me to Grandmother's cabin way out in the woods by a lake. I will stay with her while Daddy and Mama find a home near Daddy's new job in Chicago. When Daddy turns, the road becomes skinny like a snake. I lean back and close my eyes. I picture Grandmother in her blue cotton dress with the little flowers I can only see when I am close enough for a hug. Grandmother is Chippewa, like us. She is tiny and brown with dark shiny eyes that wrinkle in the corners when she smiles. She is almost light enough for me to lift in the air. That is what I will do someday when I am a bigger girl. I will lift my grandmother into the sky. She will flutter and fly and sound like a bird when she laughs as we float above the trees. Wow, she really loves her grandmother, doesn't she? The Jeep stops. It is night outside. Grandmother opens my door before I do and I tumble toward her half asleep. I lean against her as we walk to the cabin. The chilly night wind races through the trees and around me. In the copper pot on Grandmother's wood stove, water makes giggle sounds as it bubbles and boils. Heat pours from the stove and soon my hands and face feel nice and warm. The grown-ups start talking. I snuggle down on Grandmother's green couch and drift to sleep again. This time, sleep is noisy and mean. Scary things that howl, whistle, and hoot like the night wind are so close. I scream and reach for Mama and Daddy, but in my dream, they can't hear me. Kimmy, Mama says as she holds me, wake up, you're safe. With Mama's arms around me, I am not afraid anymore. I feel her carry me to the bed in Grandmother's sewing room. Have you ever had a bad dream? They're not fun. In the morning, sunshine is scattered over my bed and Grandmother's floor. The grown-ups are talking in the kitchen. Mama's voice sounds different. I think maybe she is telling about my bad dreams. I walk into the room and see Grandmother holding a small circle made of wood. Inside it is a web of leather string. Feathers are on top of the circle. Some hang down on a string with silver beads. Good morning, I say. What's that? A dream catcher, Grandmother says. What does it do, I ask. Grandmother laughs. You'll find out. The Dreamcatcher's beads shimmer in the sunshine while I eat breakfast. When I see Daddy with a suitcase, I feel sad deep inside. Mama gets her coat and I run to her. We'll only be gone a week, Mama says as they hug me goodbye. I give them my tightest hugs. A week is too long. Grandmother stands beside me. We watch the car grow smaller as they drive down the road. It's like another terrible dream just happened. I feel lost and alone. Come on, child, Grandmother says. We have a dream catcher to make just for you. In the woods by the lake, Grandmother and I find a green twig that bends. I find some black and white feathers. Back inside the cabin, Grandmother brings beads, leather string, and thin leather strips. She makes a circle out of the twig and ties the ends together with a piece of leather. I choose 3 silver beads and string them. Then I tie on 1 feather to the string. Grandmother loops a long piece of leather string around and around inside the circle to make the web. As she works, she tells me a story. Before you and I had grandmothers, a Chippewa girl had scary dreams, she says. She would toss and turn and wake herself up with her own screams. I do that, I say. So her grandmother did what other people still do. She asked the Great Spirit for help, and she was given a vision of a Dreamcatcher circle. It had feathers on it just like yours and mine, but the inside was empty. When the grandmother hung the Dreamcatcher above her grandchild's head, a spider came down and made the web inside. All the child's dreams were then caught in that web to go to the Great Spirit. Only the sweet dreams were permitted to go back to the girl. Did it work? I ask. Of course, says Grandmother. After we finish the Dreamcatcher, we hang it above my pillow. That night, I shiver when I think of Mama and Daddy, so far away. Grandmother finds me. She sweeps back my hair as she rocks me. I am warm again. Somehow I am in my bed. I only remember my Dreamcatcher floating above my head and Grandmother's hands as she tucks my blankets around me. When I awake, I see my Dreamcatcher turn in the morning light. Grandmother peeks in the room. I'm happy, Grandmother, I tell her. My bad dreams didn't come last night. Grandmother's whole face crinkles around her smile. We go to the kitchen. Mama and Daddy will like my Dreamcatcher, I say as Grandmother cooks crispy fry bread. I think so, says Grandmother. In your new house, the Dreamcatcher will be in your room. I miss them very much, I tell her. Grandmother hugs me close. Kimmy, Mama and Daddy will come for you, she says in her quiet voice. Then you and I will surprise them. How will we do that, I ask. We will make presents for your new home, answers Grandmother. What do you think they're going to make? Each night I sleep under my Dreamcatcher. My dreams are happy and peaceful. Each day Grandmother and I are busy with our work. We sew beads on leather to make hair ties for Mama. Grandmother takes me fishing and I find a special feather just for Daddy. We make a Dreamcatcher for Mama and Daddy. But my favorite surprise is the picture I make of my family. There's Grandmother, Daddy, Mama, and me under my Dreamcatcher. Rainbow colors splash out of the feather. And when Mama and Daddy come back, that's the present they like best. And then here's all the steps to making a Dreamcatcher. First, you get your hoop or your circle and you can wrap leather around it. And then you start building the web inside of it. Then you can add feathers or beads to it. Wow, I wonder if you guys can make a Dreamcatcher at your house. I bet you could find stuff in your yard to make a Dreamcatcher with. Might not look like mine, but you can get creative and make it however you want. I'll also put a link down below in case you want to make one like this one that my son made me out of a paper plate and some yarn and some little stickers. I can't wait to see what you guys come up with. Thanks for coming for a story. I love you guys so much. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.